Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are going to solve a problem in which we'll check if a given string has balanced parenthesis or not. It is known as balanced parenthesis problem. So the problem statement would be given a string str of length n consisting of open and close round brackets only. The task is to check whether it is balanced or not. So we'll take two examples. As you can see, the first one is balanced and the second one is not balanced because it has only a opening bracket, but the corresponding closing bracket is missing. So second one is not balanced. There are many approaches. The very common approach is we start at the first position and use a stack. So this is a stack. Whenever we encounter an open one, we'll insert it in the stack. Okay. Whenever we encounter open bracket, as soon as we encounter close bracket, we'll pop it. We'll keep doing this till the end of the string is reached, and at the end, if the stack is empty, then we can say the expression is valid. Okay, so in this case, like I inserted the first open bracket, then moving to the second position here, I inserted the second one. Now I move to third. Third is the close one. So that means I have to pop this. Now again fourth is also closed. So I'll pop this. So now the stack becomes empty. Then there is again an open one, which means I'll insert the open bracket. And lastly, I get a close one. So I'll pop it. At the end of the string, what we see, our stack becomes empty. So here in this case, we can say this is balanced. Okay. Now, similarly, let's check the other string. Here it is imbalanced. So in case of stack, what will happen? Like I can insert first one, then I'll pop. Why? Because the second one is closed. Then again, there is a open. Okay, which means it's asking to insert, but the stack is already empty. Stack is already empty, which means you cannot pop. So here you will return like imbalance. So this is a stack approach, but I'm not going to solve by this. Why? Because stack takes, why I'm not going to solve? Because this is not an efficient approach. Why? It is taking the extra memory. Okay, the order of time complexity is order of n. Why? Because we are just going through the entire string once and we are having a solution. So the time complexity or order of n, but the space complexity is also order of n. The worst case space complexity is it will use a stack which is same size of the given string. When that will happen, let's say our string is all open brackets 1 2 3. So it will consume three spaces, right? 1 2 and 3. So it will consume the order of n, where n is the length of the string, to get the answer. So it is consuming extra space. So this is not an efficient approach. I'm not going to solve this way. Now to solve it in order of n without using extra space, what we can do is we can use a variable counter. There is a counter variable c, which would be initially initialized to 0. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll start from the first character. If at all there is a open bracket, we'll add +1. Okay, whenever we encounter open bracket, we add, and whenever we encounter a close bracket like this, we'll do -1. Okay, so this is simple approach. So what would be our conditions? So we start for first example. Okay, we start at first position, then 0. Then since we encounter open bracket, so 0 plus 1. Now answer is 1. Okay, we are fine. Moving to the second one. Second position, if I move, I'll add one more. It becomes 2, which is fine. Then moving here, now what? It should not be +1. Like in case of third position, it would be what? -1. Why? Because we encountered a closing bracket. So again, moving here, again we encountered a closing bracket. So at this position, our answer is 0, right? +1, +1, -1, -1, which is 0. Again, we encountered a open bracket, so +1, and then again a close, so -1. So if you sum this all up, answer is what? It is 0. If you see, like 1 plus 1, then -1, -1, this gets cancelled, and this get cancelled with this get cancelled with this, and we can say it is 0. So at the end, if we have 0, then only we'll say it is balanced. Any answer other than 0 at the end would be not balanced. One more condition will be here. So let's take the second example. In that we'll see what is the other condition. Again here, in this case, we start from 0. We encounter a open brackets. We'll do 1. Then we encounter a close, right? This one. So we'll do -1. So here it becomes 0, which is fine. Now, again, we encounter a close. So we'll do -1. So at this point itself, our answer becomes -1. So at any point, if counter variable becomes negative, that time itself will say, no, it is not balanced. It should never become negative, and it will be balanced only when at the end the answer is 0. If it is 1, 2, or 3, anything, like if, let's say, our input is only open and open. In this case, what will happen? Initially, it is 0, counter would be 0, then 1 plus 1. The final answer would be what? 2. So it is not balanced. For it to be balanced, the final answer should be 0. Any negative value encountered in between will stop and say it is not balanced. I hope and you are clear with the concept and you can implement your own code. You can pause at this point and try write your own code since you got the concept. If you still want, you can come and check back my code. So let's quickly write a program in Java. So I've written a class called balance bracket, which has a check balance bracket function, which returns a Boolean. This is a string s, and this calls the function and will check. So as discussed, we'll have a counter in count equals to 0. Then we'll initialize I equals to 0, I less than s dot length, I plus plus. Okay. Then we'll loop through each character of, okay, each character in s. If that is equals to open bracket, that means what we discussed will increment our counter c plus plus. Else it would be c minus minus. Okay. Then lastly, we'll at each point we'll check if c is less than 0. It can never be negative. So we'll return false. Okay. And once the entire loop is done, if c equals to 0, then only what we do will return true. Okay, it should be 0 to return true, else will return false. Let's quickly run this and see what happens. So it gives true. Why? Because it is balanced. Now let's make this imbalanced. Let's add one extra bracket. Now our answer should be what? False. So let's quickly run this. See, it is false. So I will add this code to my Git repository and share the link in the description box below. I hope the concepts are clear. If you have any doubts, please add your questions in the comment section below and I will try to solve them. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Bye.